Hi everyone, welcome to the session on signals and systems. Up to the last class we completed the definition of Fourier series and the conditions required to represent a signal in terms of the Fourier series, which are your Dirichlet's conditions. So all those concepts are completed up to the last class. So in this class we are going to discuss the types of Fourier series expansion available we have. Now all of you know what is Fourier series. So Fourier series is nothing but we have to represent a periodic signal which satisfies the Dirichlet conditions in terms of the linear combination of the orthogonal signals. So depends on the representation of your orthogonal signals. So we classify the Fourier series into three categories, into three types. The number one is trigonometric Fourier series expansion. So trigonometric Fourier series, that is the first one. So in this trigonometric Fourier series expansion, we represent the signal which is a periodic signal satisfying the Dirichlet conditions in terms of the sine and cosine functions. Those are orthogonal functions. So we represent f of t in terms of the linear combination of sine and cosine functions which are orthogonal. So what is the meaning of linear combination? Because here the sine and cosine functions are associated with some weights. That is called the linear combination. And so when it comes to the trigonometric Fourier series representation, your signal f of t, which is periodic, which satisfies the Dirichlet conditions, is represented in terms of the sine and cosine functions. So that is our trigonometric Fourier series. So next type of Fourier series is complex exponential Fourier series. So when it comes to the complex exponential Fourier series, your signal f of t is represented in terms of the exponential functions. That is your complex exponential Fourier series representation. So when it comes to the third one is polar Fourier series expansion, or this is also called as cosine Fourier series representation, or this is also called as harmonic Fourier series expansion. So this third one is the modification of the first one, which is your trigonometric Fourier series expansion. So when you represent your trigonometric Fourier series, that means which consists of the sine and cosine terms, so exclusively in the form of cosine, that is your cosine Fourier series representation, or it is called as polar Fourier series representation, or it is harmonic Fourier series representation. So this representation is not that much important. Polar representation is not that much important because it is only the modification of the first one, which is your trigonometric Fourier series expansion. So when it comes to the examination point of view, so your trigonometric Fourier series expansion is very, very important for the problem point of view. So this is very, very important, trigonometric Fourier series expansion. Next, when it comes to the complex exponential Fourier series expansion, this is also very, very important. So it is a compact form representation of Fourier series representing a signal. If you want to represent a signal f of t in the compact form, so the representation is complex exponential Fourier series. This is the compact form representation of the a periodic signal f of t in terms of the Fourier series, which is your complex exponential Fourier series. So when it comes to the complex exponential Fourier series, so whatever the properties we are going to discuss in the next class, those properties are entirely depends on this expansion with respect to this complex exponential Fourier series representation. So we are going to prove the properties, the various properties of the Fourier series. We are going to prove the various properties of the Fourier series. So in that case, this complex exponential Fourier series representation is also important. But when it comes to the both, the trigonometric Fourier series is very important for the examination point of view. Now, so we'll discuss one by one. So what is Fourier trigonometric Fourier series expansion? So this is your trigonometric Fourier series expansion. So I already told you. So what is trigonometric Fourier series expansion? Here in this trigonometric Fourier series expansion, we represent a signal f of t in terms of the linear combination of sine and cosine functions. In terms of the linear combination of sine and cosine functions, your sine and cosine functions are orthogonal to each other. That's why the representation of Fourier series is, it is a linear combination of orthogonal signals. When it comes to the trigonometric Fourier series, we represent any signal which is periodic and which satisfies the Dirichlet conditions in terms of the sine and cosine functions, and the sine and cosine functions are orthogonal to each other, which is the linear combination of sine and cosine functions, because the sine and cosine functions are associated with some weights. That's why I called it is a linear combination of sine and cosine functions. Now how can we represent a signal f of t? So the signal f of t is represented like this. So a signal f of t is equal to a naught plus, it is represented like this, sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. Here a n cos n omega naught t, it is omega naught t plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. So bn sin n omega naught t. So this is the representation of a periodic signal f of t in terms of the trigonometric, which are your sine and cosine functions, So this is the representation of Fourier series. This is the first type of representation, which is your trigonometric Fourier series representation. Any periodic signal satisfying the Dirichlet conditions. Remember here, so here f of t must be a periodic signal and it must satisfy all the three conditions of the Dirichlet. So otherwise we cannot expand the f of t in terms of the Fourier series. We cannot expand the f of t in terms of the Fourier series expansion. So if it satisfies the periodicity condition, if it satisfies the three conditions of the Dirichlet, then only we can represent f of t in terms of the sine and cosine functions, Here your a naught is a DC value or a average value. Here a naught is called DC value or it is an average value. And here omega naught is equal to fundamental angular frequency, which is equal to 2 pi f, which is equal to 2 pi by t. So where 2 pi by t naught, so where t naught is fundamental time period, the minimum time after which the signal repeats itself is called the fundamental time period. And when comes to the coefficients, here if you observe, so these are the coefficients of your harmonic components, which is your cos and sine, an, pn and a naught. So here a naught comma an comma bn are nothing but the Fourier series coefficients, So these are your Fourier series coefficients. A0, An and Bn are called Fourier series coefficients. Fourier series coefficients. So these are Fourier series coefficients, A0, An and Bn. Here An is the coefficient of your cosine function, Bn is the coefficient of your sine function. That's why I call it is a linear combination of sine and cosine functions. So when you define the trigonometric Fourier series, we can represent f of t in terms of the linear combination of sine and cosine functions. Why? Because the sine and cosine functions in the representation are associated with some weights, which are your An and Bn. That's why I call it is a linear combination of your sine and cosine functions, and sine and cosine functions are orthogonal to each other. So here A0, An and Bn are called Fourier series coefficients. And when it comes to the finding these coefficients is very important. Finding these coefficients A0, An and Bn is very important. So that is called the analysis. Finding the Fourier series coefficients is nothing but analysis. Now how can you find the Fourier series coefficients? To find the Fourier series coefficients, so we use these formulas. Here A0 is the average or mean value of f of t, or DC value of f of t. So f of t is a signal which consists of multiple signals. So in that a DC signal is also there. So your A0 is nothing but a DC value or an average value or the mean of f of t. How can you calculate the mean? So this is the formula used to calculate the mean of your f of t. So this is your f of t dt. How can you calculate the mean? So if you find the area under the curve over the time period t and divide by a time period t, so that we will get the average value. That is your DC value. That is the mean. To calculate the mean, you just calculate the area under the curve. How can you calculate the area under the curve? So area under the curve is calculated by the integration of f of t over the time period t. So and divide the area by a time period t. You will get A0 value. Here 0 to t is the time period. Over the one time period, you need to calculate this A0 value. So here in this integration, always we considered over the time period only. So whether it is t to 2t or it is minus t by 2 to t by 2. So whatever the limits you consider here, but the limit range is always over the time period. When you consider minus t by 2 to t by 2, the time period is always t. When you subtract after the upper limit with the lower limit, so you will get always the time period t. So this is the A0, DC value, average value, or the mean value of your signal f of t. So that is the formula used to calculate the DC value. Now how can we calculate the An value? Which is the coefficient of your cosine function. How can you calculate the An value? To calculate the An value, use this formula 2 by t. So integral 0 to t, we need to integrate always over the time period. You just remember this. So in the integration, you have just considered the limits as your time period always. So 2 by t integral 0 to t, your function f of t into cos n omega naught t dt. So this is the formula used to calculate the An, the coefficient, Fourier series coefficient An. Here also, while doing the integration, you need to consider the over the time period of 0 to t, or t to 2t, or 2t to 3t, or minus t by 2 to t by 2. Like that, always the integration limits are over the time period, like that you need to take the intervals, 0 to t. So it is a0, that is the calculation of a0. In the calculation of a0, if you observe, there is a cosine function, and what about the coefficient bn? The coefficient bn is calculated using this formula, 2 by t, 0 to t, your function f of t into, here we have sine function, sin n omega naught t dt, sin n omega naught t dt. This is your bn, coefficient bn. So in the calculation of bn also, so in the integration we consider the over the time period only, always the integral limits are always over the time period, 0 to t or t to 2t. Always when we subtract the upper limit, when we subtract the lower limit from the upper limit, we will get always the time period, like that you need to do the integration over the time period. So in the calculation of bn we have the sine function, sin n omega naught t. So these are the coefficients of the Fourier series coefficient. These are called Fourier series coefficients, and finding these coefficients a0, an and bn is nothing but the analysis. That's why we called these equations a0, an and bn are called analysis equations. That's why we called a0, an and bn are called analysis equations. Finding the Fourier series coefficients using the formula is nothing but your analysis equations. After finding a0, an and bn, so we need to substitute those values in this expression. So that we can represent your function f of t, so in terms of the your Fourier series coefficients. After finding a0, an and bn using the formula given, we need to substitute those values in this expression of f of t, so that we will represent your function f of t in terms of the Fourier series coefficients. Therefore this equation, so we call this equation as always, this is a synthesis equation. Means we represent our signal f of t in terms of the Fourier series coefficients and in terms of the frequency components. That's why this equation f of t is called as the synthesis equation. This is about the trigonometric Fourier series representation. Expansion. Very simple. So if you want to represent any signal f of t, so using the trigonometric Fourier series expansion, we represent the signal f of t with linear combination of sine and cosine functions. You can also write this equation directly as like this. So a0 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. So directly club those equations. So an cos n omega naught plus bn sin n omega naught t. So like that you can club those two equations also. Sigma n equal to 1 to infinity, because for both the cosine and sine functions the summation limits are n equal to 1 to infinity. Therefore you need to club these two equations also. So this representation is also correct. So this is about the trigonometric Fourier series representation. In this you have to remember this equation. So this equation is very important equation. You should remember this equation, which is the synthesis equation, which is your synthesis equation. And you also remember the formula for a0, an and bn. How we are going to calculate a0, an and bn. Those formulae are nothing but analysis equations. So you have to remember the analysis equations and synthesis equation. to expand or to represent any of your periodic signal satisfying the Dirichlet conditions in terms of the Fourier series expansion. So this is very important, trigonometric Fourier series expansion for your examination point of view. So next, when comes to the third representation, because the third one is the only the modification of the trigonometric Fourier series expansion. So in this we represent the entire f of t in terms of the cosine function only, Here in trigonometric Fourier series representation, we represent the f of t in terms of cosine and sine waves. But if you exclusively represent your f of t in terms of the cosine function, that representation is called cosine Fourier series expansion. So we quickly move on to the cosine Fourier series expansion. So which is your third one. So this third one is which is a modification of the first one. So this is cosine Fourier series expansion. This is cosine Fourier series expansion. We also represent the trigonometric Fourier series expansion exclusively in the form of sine function also, but those representations are not that much worth. Only we have the compact form representation, that is enough. So cosine Fourier series expansion, how can you represent f of t? So what is your f of t? So this is your f of t. So f of t is equal to your DC value a0 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity, here an cos n omega naught t plus bn sin n omega naught t. So this is your trigonometric Fourier series expansion. Now what I am going to do is, I want to express this f of t exclusively in terms of cosine function. For that, what I am doing is, just I am modifying the above equation like this, plus, so I just multiply the whole equation by an square plus bn square. So multiply the whole equation by square root of an square plus bn square and divide, so that the result is same. Now I will write sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. So I just multiply and divide by the same factor, so that the result remains same. So an square plus bn square. So you can also represent the same trigonometric Fourier series expansion in terms of sine function also, So plus bn divided by square root of an square plus bn square sin n omega naught t. So this is your modified expression of f of t. Now I consider a triangle like this. So this is my right angle triangle. For this right angle triangle, this is my phi, and I considered here it is bn, it is an, so that I will get here an square plus bn square. Now from this right angle triangle, this is a right angle triangle. So these are the sides of the right angle triangle. bn is height, an is the width of the triangle, so that I will get this as the square root of an square plus bn square. Now if you observe here, so if you want to write this expression exclusively on the cosine function, here I need to replace this factor, which is your an by square root of an square plus bn square by a factor of cos. In this, I need to replace this bn by square root of an square plus bn square by a factor of sine. so that I can get the representation in terms of the cosine. Now how can I represent here? What is an by square root of an square plus bn square from this right angle triangle? So we have cos phi, which is our cos phi. So this entire term bn by square root of an square plus bn square is what? Sin phi. Now if we observe here, cos a into cos b plus sin a into sin b is what? Cos of a minus b. So I can write here, so your f of t is equal to a dc value, your a naught plus, so sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. Here we have square root of an square plus bn square is there, so just wait, we have a factor is there, square root of an square plus bn square. So this is your an square plus bn square. So after that we have the summation is ranging from n equal to 1 to infinity. And if we observe here, this is your cos a, so let us consider this is your cos a and this is your cos b. Sin a, this is your sin a, this is your sin b. Now what is the expression of cos a cos b plus sin a sin b? It is cos of a minus b. So what is your a here? N omega naught t. So what is your b? B is here minus cos of a minus b minus phi. Suppose if I consider here, so instead of minus, if I consider here plus, now what is your phi? Your phi is nothing but, so what is your phi here? Phi is nothing but here cos of a plus b. Is nothing but what? Cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. So instead of plus, you just consider here minus, so that it is very easy to understand. So it is, I can take it is minus. Now cos of a minus b is cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. Now what is your phi? Your phi is nothing but tan inverse of Vn by An. That is your phi. We calculate phi at n, at nth position. Therefore, you need to consider here phi n. Suppose if I consider here plus, I will put here minus. That is the expression. Minus phi n is equal to tan inverse of Bn by An. So that we can consider here, instead of phi, it is phi n. We calculate the phi value at the nth position. So this is your the exclusive representation of your f of t in terms of the cosine function. Now let us modify the equation. Here small a naught, let us consider this is capital A naught. So this term, let us consider it is capital A n. We calculate this factor at the nth position, so that I can get the simplified expression of f of t exclusively in terms of the cosine function, which is a naught plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. Here it is an, so an cos of n omega naught t plus your phi n. So this is the cosine Fourier series expansion. This is nothing but cosine Fourier series expansion. So we represent exclusively the trigonometric Fourier series expansion in terms of the cosine function. Therefore this is the cosine Fourier series expansion. Which is the modification of the trigonometric Fourier series expansion. and this cosine Fourier series expansion is also called as polar Fourier series expansion, or it is also called as harmonic Fourier series expansion. So this is not that much important because it is only the modification of the trigonometric Fourier series expansion only. So next we move on to the third type of Fourier series expansion, so which is your complex. So this is your actually the second case, complex exponential. So this is your complex exponential. It is not real exponential, it is complex exponential Fourier series expansion, complex exponential Fourier series expansion. So as the name itself indicates, so we have to represent our signal, so which is a periodic signal, so in terms of the exponential functions, in terms of the complex exponential function. If you represent your signal f of t in terms of the complex exponential functions, that type of representation is called complex exponential Fourier series expansion. That type of representation is called complex exponential Fourier series expansion. This type of representation is also important. Based on this type of representation, we are going to prove the various properties of the Fourier series expansion, various properties of the Fourier series. So this f of t in this complex exponential Fourier series expansion, we represent the signal f of t in terms of the linear combination of the complex exponential signals, How we are going to represent? So we are going to represent like this. Already we know what is the trigonometric Fourier series expansion, which is a0 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. So this is an cos n omega naught t, so plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. So this is bn sin n omega naught t. So this is your trigonometric Fourier series expansion, trigonometric Fourier series expansion. Now to represent this trigonometric Fourier series expansion in terms of the complex exponential Fourier series expansion, so what I did here is, so I want to represent your cosine and sine functions in terms of the exponentials. Now all of you know what is cos x, what is cos x. So in terms of the exponentials, e power jx plus e power minus jx divided by 2. All of you know this formula, Euler's identification. Now sin x is what? Sin x is e power jx minus e power minus jx. So e power jx is what? Cos x plus j sin x. So e power jx minus e power minus jx is what? You will get 2j sin x. Now if you divide by 2j, so you will get sin x, This is your cos x and sin x in terms of the exponentials, in terms of the complex exponentials. Now based on these equations, I can write my first term, which is your an cos n omega naught t, like this. So an times what is cos x? Cos x is nothing but e power j n omega naught t. Here x is n omega naught t plus e power minus j n omega naught t divided by 2. So that is my cos n omega naught t in terms of the complex exponential function. That is your representation. Next, when it comes to the second factor, so what is second factor? bn sin n omega naught t, that is your second factor. So how can you represent sine in terms of the exponentials, complex exponentials, which is your e power j n omega naught t, here minus e power minus j n omega naught t. So divided by a factor of 2j, because in the numerator we have 2j is factor is there. So if you cancel out the 2j factor, you need to divide by same factor, which is your 2j. Now I just modify this equation. So I just divide and multiply with j, so that I can get the expression like this. So 2j square means what? It is j square is minus 1. J square is minus 1. Now I'll move on to the minus 1 in the denominator to numerator, so that I will get minus j bn of, so e power jn omega naught t minus e power minus jn omega naught t divided by 2. So that is your second factor in terms of the complex exponential Fourier series, in terms of the complex exponential functions, Now coming to the Fourier representation, so f of t is what? So f of t is a naught, here a naught is there, plus sigma. So I can write those two expressions as the single summation, sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. So if we add these two expressions, an cos n omega naught t plus bn sin omega n omega naught t. Now in these two expressions, so e power jn omega naught t is common. So I can take e power jn omega naught t common, so that I can left here an, and here minus jbn is there, divided by 2. So that is the left, the remaining thing. If I take the common e power jn omega naught t after adding these two expressions, so the remaining is an is remaining here, an by 2 is remaining here, minus bn into j by 2 is remaining here. I can write like this, plus. So this is all same function. Next, if I take common e power minus jn omega naught t, so after adding the two expressions, so what is left in the first expression? So an. So what is left in the second expression? It is plus jbn divided by 2. So this is your expression. Now let us consider this an minus jbn by 2 is equal to cn. So now if we observe here, so this is complex conjugate of this one. This second factor an plus jbn by 2 is complex conjugate of this one. Therefore I can write this expression as c minus n. So whenever you take the complex conjugate of this expression, so we will get this equivalent to c minus n. So we prove this property so in the later classes, but up to now you have to remember this. Cn conjugate is nothing but c minus n. So this is the property of the Fourier series. So here I consider an minus jbn by 2 as cn. Now how can I represent an plus jbn by 2? So an plus jbn by 2 is nothing but complex conjugate of an minus jbn by 2. Now cn conjugate, if you take cn conjugate, I will get this factor. Now what is cn conjugate? How can I represent cn conjugate? C suffix minus n. This is the representation of your cn conjugate. That's why I considered here c minus n. Now what is the representation here? So your f of t is equal to a naught plus, now what is the representation here? Here sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. I write the first factor, it is cn times e power jn omega naught t. So that is your first factor, plus plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity, it is c minus n into e power minus jn omega naught t, So this is the expression. So we need to modify this expression to get the final expression. To get the final representation, we have to modify this expression. Here, if we observe here in the third function, let us observe here clearly. So if I replace minus n by, I replace minus 1 by k, in the third expression, so that I can get the third expression like this. So if I replace minus n by k, now what are my limits for k? K equal to minus 1, that is the lower limit. Here I replace minus n by k. What is my upper limit for k? It is minus infinity. K is ranging from minus 1 to minus infinity. Here it is ck, because minus n is replaced by k into e power j k omega naught t. Like that I can get this expression. I just modify the third function. I replace minus n by k, so that my limits for k are ranging from now minus 1 to minus infinity. So I can write here f of t like this. See, now my f of t is this is my f of t. So this is f of t is equal to a naught is already there. So a naught plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. Here cn e power jn omega naught t plus, previously I modified the expression. Now k is ranging from minus 1 to minus infinity. It is ck e power j k omega naught t. So that is the expression I got after the modification. Now if you observe here, your a naught is nothing but corresponding to n equal to 0. Observe the summation. I just write the three equations in most compact form. For that you need to observe here. So this a naught is corresponding to for n equal to 0. Now from n equal to 1, so from n equal to 1 to infinity, so this is the range. This expression in the summation, this expression corresponds to n equal to 1 to infinity. Now in this expression, if you observe, k is ranging, just the variable is changing. K is ranging from minus 1 to minus infinity, to represent from minus 1 to minus infinity. So this summation is corresponding to minus 1 to minus infinity. This is the summation corresponding to minus 1 to minus 1 infinity. So n is ranging from minus 1 to minus infinity in this direction. So this summation is corresponding to n equal to 1 to infinity, and n equal to 0 is corresponding to this factor, Now so that I can club these two expressions as a single summation, sigma n equal to minus infinity to infinity, so minus infinity to infinity, cn e power jn omega naught t. So like that I can write sigma n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. I can club all these three expressions into a single expression. Like that I can write, because the first factor is corresponding to n equal to 0, the second factor is corresponding to n equal to 1 to infinity, and the third factor is corresponding to n equal to minus 1 to minus infinity. So that I can club all these expressions and write in a single summation form, which is sigma n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, cn e power jn omega naught t. So this is your final expression of Fourier series expansion using the complex exponential Fourier series. So this is your complex exponential Fourier series expansion. This is your complex exponential Fourier series expansion. This equation what we call as synthesis equation. This equation is called synthesis equation. This equation is called synthesis equation because we are representing f of t in terms of the Fourier series coefficient. Here what is your Fourier series coefficient? Fourier series coefficient is Cn. Cn is nothing but your Fourier series coefficient. So how can you calculate the Fourier series coefficient? How can you calculate the Cn value? That is Cn is nothing but a Fourier series coefficient, complex exponential Fourier series coefficient. That is complex exponential Fourier series coefficient. So you can calculate this by using this formula 1 by t integral 0 to t, 1 by t integral 0 to t. So your function is f of t. So f of t into e power minus j n omega naught t dt. So using this expression we are going to calculate the Fourier series coefficient. Fourier series coefficient. Therefore this equation is called the analysis equation. This equation is called analysis equation. Using this equation we calculate the Fourier series coefficient, which is your Cn, and substitute this Cn in this expression to get the Fourier series expansion, which is complex Fourier series expansion. So this f of t we are going to represent in terms of the Cn. Therefore this equation is called synthesis equation. You need to remember this equation and this equation, very very important. In the case of trigonometric Fourier series expansion also you need to remember two equations. One is synthesis equation, which is your f of t in terms of a naught, an and bn. In this another equation is which is your analysis equations. There we have three analysis equations. In the case of TF, trigonometric Fourier series expansion, we observe trigonometric Fourier series expansion. So we have three analysis equations. We are going to calculate a naught, an and bn. So we have three analysis equations. So after calculating a naught, an and bn, we need to substitute these values in the expression of f of t. So we will get the synthesis equation. We will get the synthesis equation. To get the synthesis equation, we need to solve three equations. We need to solve three equations. But if we observe here, observe the expressions of trigonometric Fourier series expansion and complex exponential Fourier series expansion. So this, if we observe this expression, it is in compact form, most compact form. Here the representation is in most compact form, and we have here only one analysis equation is there. We need to solve only one analysis equation here, which is your Cn, complex exponential Fourier series coefficient. Cn is nothing but your complex exponential Fourier series coefficient. Complex exponential Fourier series coefficient, Cn. So this is your analysis equation, and after finding Cn, we need to substitute Cn here to get the your function f of t in terms of the Cn. That is your synthesis equation. So you remember these two equations in the case of complex exponential Fourier series expansion. In the case of complex exponential Fourier series expansion. So this is about the complex Fourier series expansion. Here you must take one note. Here you can take one note. Now, so in the process of derivation, you consider Cn as Cn equal to an minus jbn by 2. That is your Cn. So what is your C minus n? C minus n is an plus jbn by 2. So what is your C naught? Your C naught is nothing but a naught. That is your C naught. How can you calculate a naught? Already I told you the formula for calculating the a naught, which is the average value. How can you calculate this average value? So 1 by t integral 0 to t your function f of t dt. So that is the average value or DC value or mean value of f of t. So this is your C naught. Now if you observe here, so if trigonometric Fourier series coefficients are given, that means if a0 and an and bn are given, if they are asking calculate the complex exponential Fourier series coefficients, if they are asking calculate the complex exponential Fourier series coefficient, so like that, if they are asking, so you need to remember these expressions in the process of derivation for getting the expression of complex exponential Fourier series. If you observe here, your C0, which is your complex exponential Fourier series coefficient, is an minus jbn by 2, and your C minus n is nothing but an plus jbn by 2. And what is your C0? What is your C0? Your C0 is nothing but your a0. So this is your C0. This is your C0. This is your C0. So your C0 is nothing but a0, which is the average value. So if they give an and bn, how to calculate cn? You calculate cn using this formula. So using this formula, you can easily calculate the complex exponential Fourier series coefficient, which is your cn. And how to calculate your C0? C0 is nothing but a0. So this is take as the note. This is take as the note. In the examination, if trigonometric Fourier series coefficients are given to you, that means your a0, an and bn are given to you, calculate your cn and c0. Calculate your cn and c0. How can you calculate cn and c0? To calculate cn, use this formula an minus jbn by 2. To calculate c0, use this formula a0. Use this formula a0. Suppose cn and c0 are given to you. Cn and c0 are given to you. Calculate the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients a0, an and bn. Calculate the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients. How can you calculate the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients? If complex exponential Fourier series coefficients are given, cn and c0 are given, how can you calculate a0, an and bn? Using these same expressions again. Now you modify those expressions. You will get an minus jbn is what? It is 2 times cn. So let us consider this is first expression. Now an plus jbn is what? So an plus jbn is what? From the second, an plus jn is 2c minus n. So this is second expression. So you modify these two expressions. Can we get the an value? So if we add these two expressions, we add 1 plus 2, can we get an value or not? So your an is what? So an is nothing but cn plus c minus n. So this is the expression for an, calculation of an. If cn is given to you, to calculate an, use this expression. Now how can you calculate the bn? How can you calculate the bn? Now you just subtract the two expressions. You just subtract 2 minus 1. From 2 you just subtract the equation 1. So you will get what? 2j bn is equal to 2 times c minus n minus 2 times c n. Therefore we will get what? So bn is what? So bn is c minus n minus cn divided by j. So if you multiply and divide by j, so what is the final expression we will get? So final expression we will get is bn is what? So bn is minus j into c minus n minus c n. So this is your formula for bn. This is your formula for bn. How can you calculate a0? So your a0 is nothing but c0. So that is the formula used to calculate a0. So you take this as an important note. So whenever the an, bn and a0 are given, which are your trigonometric Fourier series coefficients, if you want to calculate if you want to calculate the complex exponential Fourier series coefficient, you use these expressions Cn minus C0. And in the second case, if Cn is given to you, calculate the Cn and C0 are given to you, calculate the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients. So in that case, you use these formulas An and Bn and A0 to get the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients. So this is the classification of the Fourier series, the various types of the Fourier series. We have three types of Fourier series. One is trigonometric Fourier series, another one is complex exponential Fourier series, another one is cosine Fourier series. Cosine Fourier series is nothing but the modification of the first one. The modification of the first one is nothing but your cosine Fourier series representation. These are the various classifications of the Fourier series, types of Fourier series. In that, trigonometric Fourier series is very, very important for the problem, for the examination point of view, whereas the complex exponential Fourier series is important to prove the various properties of the Fourier series. In this, you have to remember, in each and every expansion, you have to remember two equations. One is synthesis equation, another one is analysis equation. So analysis equation is nothing but finding the coefficients of the Fourier series. In the case of trigonometric Fourier series, the coefficients are A0, An and Bn. So these are Fourier series coefficients. These three equations are called analysis equations. So after finding these three coefficients, we substitute these three coefficients in the equation of f of t, which is your synthesis equation. So like that in the case of complex Fourier series expansion also, like that in the case of complex exponential Fourier series also. So we have to calculate the complex exponential Fourier series coefficient, which is your Cn. After calculating the Cn, we need to substitute this Cn in the expression of f of t, which is your sigma n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. What is the expression for e power for jn omega naught t? I already give the formula, I already derived the formula for this one into your Cn. So after calculating the Cn, you just substitute your Cn. Here Cn is complex exponential Fourier series coefficient. So after calculating Cn, you just substitute Cn in this expression. You will get the f of t, which is the complex exponential Fourier series expansion. Here Cn is very, very important, which is your complex exponential Fourier series coefficient. So this is your analysis equation. And this equation is called synthesis equation in the case of complex exponential Fourier series expansion. When comes to the third one is not that much important. It is only the modification of the first one, which is your trigonometric Fourier series expansion. This is all about this lecture. See you in the next class.